Hello everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to another episode of Entitled Parents. Please tell me if you're getting bored of this subreddit. I really love doing it, but I know I've been doing it a few days now. I will try and include some other subreddits as well. Anyway, I'd just like to say a massive thank you, as always, because the channel continues to grow at a speed that I've never experienced. So thank you very, very much for all your support. And in the Discord, our Discord seems to be growing daily as well. Some great people in there, some absolute nutters, but I love you all. So let's get started. I punched an entitled parent and pretty much got away with it. Sorry if there's some mistakes. I'm bad at writing and reading through things. I hope you understand. I'm new to this Reddit thing. I've never been on this site, but I saw this thread on YouTube and thought I'd share my pretty stupid story. The backstory. I was about 14 and had very, very bad anger issues. So much so I developed depression from hating myself and the way I handled things. I thought I was some sort of freak or monster because I couldn't control my anger. I went to a small school in the UK, in a small town near the beach. I didn't have many friends that were students. They all knew about my anger issues and avoided me. A lot of my teachers were really cool with me because they knew I was going through a lot. I guess they felt sorry for me. Some of the teachers I'd consider good friends since I'd hang out with them in the staff lounge. The LS in this story was a rich kid with borderline crazy parents who owned a pretty popular local business, but I can't remember what it was. LS was a bully, but never got into trouble with his parents because they believed absolutely everything he said. He was their precious angel. Anyways, it was parents' evening and I was there with my mum, and all was going well. You know, getting average grades and all, until my mum went to go to the toilet. In the 2 minutes she was gone, it was chaos. LS walked in with his parents, the most arrogant and snobby pricks on this earth, who were also wearing very smart clothes. Like, who wears suits to a fucking parents' evening? As the LS walked past, he smirked at me and said to his dad, "That's the freak I was telling you about." His dad smiled smugly and continued to walk. Since the slight embarrassment and stupid comment pissed me off, I flipped them off as they walked past. The LS saw this, smiled like an evil mastermind, and then pulled the saddest face he could muster and told ED and EM that I flipped them off and pretended to masturbate to EM as she walked past, as well, and pull a face like I was taking it up the arse. I was shocked. The immense disbelief that he lied like that made my anger subside slightly. And at that, the dad stormed over and gripped my shoulder with one hand, pointing me straight in the face with the other, while raising his voice saying, "Is what my son just told me true?" Let's pause the story for a second. The second he put his hand on me, it was a mix of fear and burning anger clashed and mixed together. I was full of adrenaline and started shaking. Fight or flight, bitches. Anyway, back to the story. He asked me again, louder this time, and tightened his grip. The EM also came over and muttered how disgusting I was. The commotion gained the attention of a couple of teachers, who ran over and told him to get off me. The EM told them to get away because my husband is disciplining this disgusting child. My anger was starting to scare me. He let go of me briefly and started telling the teachers what I had said, but he also started twisting the story, saying I tricked his son and all this other bullshit. Now the fact that he was lying made me even worse. My fist clenched so hard my knuckles popped. I shouted at him, "Stop telling lies, you fucking cunt!" This attracted a lot of attention from my other students and teachers, who started to stare. He didn't like that one bit. He probably has never been spoken to like that before, especially not by a little boy. He then grabbed me by the collar and shouted in my face, but at this point I was so angry I didn't even hear him. Teachers grabbed at him to get off me, but it was too late. I was ready to smash his ass. What happened next took about 10 seconds. It was no longer fight or flight, it was only fight. With the collar of my shirt still in his fist, I uppercut him as hard as I could, and after he stumbled backward with a couple of wobbly steps, I started punching him in the face until he fell over on his back. Luckily there wasn't any blood, but his eye and lip were definitely going to balloon up overnight. If it wasn't for a few teachers holding me back, after that I would have jumped on him and continued my attack. Daddy got smashed. After this, and after I realised what just happened, I started crying and fell backwards, my head in my arms. Since the teachers holding me knew my problems, they sat with me, rubbing my back, tried to calm me down and reassure me that I was okay. The LS and EM just stood there the entire time in awe, staring at ED, who was being looked at by a few teachers and another parent. At that moment, my mum came back, and let's just say it was an awkward car ride home. The parents tried to press charges, but since ED grabbed me first, and because of my anger issues, nothing happened. I did get suspended for 2 weeks of school, and when I got back I had detention for about 2 months. But it was cool because I didn't have any friends anyway, and I loved the majority of teachers and had nice conversations with them in my detention time. However, don't punch people. Have a nice day. I love the way he ends it with like the moral high ground. Don't punch people and have a nice day. But man, you know, what parent grabs a child, especially in a school in front of everyone? God, it's got to be twisted. Entitled parents tried to ride our system for free, gets ticket instead. So I work for a mass transit and help processing tickets for the many passengers on the train and buses. Like a lot of American transit systems, we have an honor code, which means we expect you to buy fare before boarding. We have our own state officers who help try and enforce this. Since I do mainly customer service, I get a lot of patrons who are upset with the prices. However, this is one of those times that I chose to tell family and friends who also use our system, don't act like these people. It's a normal day. I'm assisting people, answering questions and helping people buy fares. Then enters entitled parents and their child. They walk up to me and the conversation goes like this. Hi, do you need help buying a ticket? No, we're going to ask you if we could ride for free. No, we don't actually give out free rides. Side note, this is kind of a lie. We do occasionally give out free rides on the train if the ticket machines are out of service in the station. Typically, the riders so they can get to the next available station so they can buy their fare. Oh please, you must. We just had to go to court and now we didn't have money to go home. This isn't the first nor last time that someone tries to pull the not enough money bit with me. Already having an automatic response form in, I try not to get upset with them. I'm sorry, but we again don't give out free rides. The EP starts screaming. I cannot believe you. We're poor and have no money. We just had to go to court to fight for our child, and now you won't even let us go? I'm sorry, I can't actually give you access. I don't have permission. You'd get a ticket, and I'd get fired. Can you not at least ask? No, I can't. This conversation goes back and forth for a few minutes. I decide to end the conversation with something I typically use to diffuse the conversation. Look, I cannot give you a free pass, but I also won't stop you from getting on. Just know you'll get a ticket from the officers if you get caught. They yell at me and decide to get on the next train. Believe it or not, that exact train had officers already on it. They didn't have regular routes and tried to be a bit random. Well, this time it rocked. Immediately the couple was walked off, both given tickets for not having a fare and were told to leave. Well, you get what you deserve kind of thing, don't you? If you ain't got the money, don't get on the train. Simple as. How I lost my Xbox I'd been saving up for a year to an entitled mum. I really wanted an Xbox. My parents wouldn't buy it though, but they told me that I could save up and buy it on my own. So for a long 14 months, I saved every last penny I could until finally I had enough. I remember running down to GameStop as fast as I could. We lived about 5 minutes away. And grabbing the first Xbox I see on the shelf and bolting into the line. I was ecstatic. When I finally got it, I walked out of the store and began my trek home. But before I can, I bump into a woman that I'd never met in my life. Little did I know, I encountered the darkest species ever known to man. An entitled parent. EM said to me, "Hi sweetie." I responded, "Hi, do I know you?" Ignoring this question, EM says, "You look like you're having trouble with that. Would you like me to help?" She reaches out to my Xbox. I reluctantly pull it away and say, "No, I'm good." The EM stares at me for a little while I keep walking. Then she calls out, "Hey, I heard that thing is really fun to play with. Any chance I could buy it from you?" I stop and turn around. Not for sale, and I keep walking. Then I feel something grab my shirt. I turn around to see EM there. "Come on, my daughter really needs it. She is a good kid and I want her to feel happy. Could you help her mum out?" I stare at her in disbelief, tug her hand off and keep walking without another word. Now I debate whether calling the police or not, but I can't find a good reason to. Then EM goes crazy. "Don't be a selfish bitch. Give me that so I can make my daughter happy." And she rushes over to me. Now at this point I'm mad, but I keep cool. "Ma'am, you can buy it yourself like I did." And I pull out my receipt. She gives me a very ugly look, then charges at me screeching. EM pushes me down to the ground and the Xbox falls from my hand. She then pins me to the ground. I skid my arm and begin to bleed. Then I lose my cool. "Get the fuck away from me, you crazy bitch!" And I shove her off. EM falls back but grabs my Xbox and takes off running. A few people watching from the sidelines help me up and ask if I'm okay. I then pull out my phone and dial the cops. They found her about 30 minutes later and charged her for theft and assault. She tried to deny the story, but people were always watching. I asked the cops about my Xbox, and they said EM had apparently hid the Xbox somewhere, and the cops were still looking for it. I never found my Xbox, but luckily, my parents agreed to buy me a PS4. Still though, I was pissed by what happened, and I hope that EM spends a good time in a mental health institute. Oh my god, what an arsehole. It's another one of these parents that will just literally steal from children. Who does this stuff? It's absolutely correct. But one of the main questions that I've got though is the kid lost the Xbox and the parents said they're buying him a PS4. What's wrong with these parents? Give me your laptop for free since you have two. My kids don't have anything to play on. So I work in IT, web dev stuff, so I know my way around a PC, and my neighbours know this. And a week or so ago, one of them comes to my door and says that they bought a laptop but wasn't starting up. I told her that I don't really know laptop hardware and only open up PC so I can look if something's wrong is with the software, so I can probably fix it. But if it's hardware, then she will probably need to go to the shop. I invite CB to enter because I want to get it over with instantly and not have to go to drop the laptop off at her house. I turn it on, nothing. Not even a light. Nothing works. The charging light is on, but the laptop is dead. I told her that she'd have to go to the shop because this is not a software issue. She mumbles but leaves without saying thanks, which I didn't really care really. I just wanted my peace and quiet. Then yesterday she rings the door. I open up and there she is with laptop in hand. I just got back from the store. They said the motherboard is dead. Sorry to hear that, it's a shame. Can you get a ref? She cuts me off. No, I wanted to ask you about your laptops. Okay, what about mine? Well, can you give me one of them? I need it for my kids, they didn't have anything to play on. No, I can't give you my laptop because it's my work laptop. Bought and paid for from the company I work at, it's not mine. Oh come on, just tell them you lost it or someone stole it. Hehe. I'll get fired if that happened. Really would. Sensitive information on the laptops. Well, the other one? That's my wife's laptop. Give me that one. It's perfect for me. At this point I was fuming, but the person is a close neighbour and a friend of my mum. I can't give you my wife's laptop. She bought it. It's hers. Go return the laptop from where you bought it. They will not refund me. They say it's my fault for not checking it before buying it. Mind you, she bought it second hand. Well, yes, it's your fault. I have to go. Good luck with that. I slammed the door while she started to talk again, but I really didn't have time to deal with her crazy today. These people, how entitled to think that I can just give it away or lie to my job. I've actually had a neighbour like that once when I used to, well, I was like the PC guy of the area where I lived, and I used to have like a couple of PCs, and one day I remember one of my friend's mums, his PC died, so he came round and said, oh, can we just have one of yours? It's like, no, it's a PC. I don't just give away that sort of stuff, you know. And she eventually she told my mum and tried convincing my mum to get it, and basically my mum just told her to piss off in the end. My mum's a ledge. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today, guys. I really, really do appreciate every little bit of support you guys give to me. As if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and joining our Discord. Our Discord is up to 70 at the minute. 71, sorry. With loads of crazy and great people in there. Come get involved because they're absolute legends. Thank you.